Hi everyone, this is Dr. Priya Rohan once again. I am a mental health specialist and I'm also a clinical hypnotherapist. So mainly in my sessions, the main modality I use is hypnotherapy. So I get these questions every time and every sessions that what is hypnotherapy? People are scared of hypnotherapy. They think it's something magical, some esoteric procedure. So I made a video of all about hypnosis, like what is hypnotherapy, what are the effects on brain during hypnosis. So I'm linking that video in the description box. If anyone is interested, they can go through it. So I'm making this hypnotic series. In hypnotic series, I'll be explaining different part of hypnotherapy, what is hypnotherapy, uses of hypnotherapy, then how it affects on the brain, like a part by part. So the videos will be shorter and it will be easy for people to go through it. So in today's topic, I will be talking about hypnoanaesthesia. So it's very interesting topic. So what is hypnoanaesthesia? It's a hypnotic suggestions which helps to reduce the pain. So some people think that hypnosis is a new age movement therapy, like we are using it now in this age, but it's not true. Hypnosis has been used in United States since mid 1800s. So today I'll talk about when the ancient use of hypnotherapy, how the that surgeon who used hypnotherapy before anesthesia, when anesthesia was invented, so how they used hypnotherapy during surgery. So I'll be talking all about this because the main thing I do here is hypnobirthing, like pain relief through hypnotherapy or hypnobirthing. So many people, I get this kind of questions almost every day in my sessions, that how does it work, how does it's something magical. Even when people, in the session when I go through this hypnosis process, afterwards they feel like it's a paranormal thing, or how the pain is getting relieved without any medication or use of intervention of any machines. So I think the people will like it who loves actually know about new things. It's always interesting to know your brain and hypnosis. So hypnosis is nothing we induce. It's a natural state of mind. So let's get into the video and the details of hypnoanaesthesia. What is hypnoanaesthesia? I think it will interest many people and the students who are studying medicine or who are who wants to become a hypnotherapist. So let's get into the video now. As I was telling before, hypnosis is surrounded by many myths and misconceptions. Unfortunately, despite to scientific research and wide clinical use, some people are scared of by the stigma that hypnosis is mystical or esoteric procedure. So hypnosis has been, as I told before, hypnosis has been used in the United States since the mid of 1800s and was advanced by pioneers of modern psychology like Sigmund Freud and Alfred Binet, amongst others. The origins of hypnosis are inseparable from those of Western medicine and psychology. Practically all ancient cultures, including the Sumerian, Persian, Chinese, Indian, Egyptian, Greek and Roman, use hypnosis in some form. So in Egypt and Greece, the sick often went to healing places known as sleep temples or dream temples to be cured by hypnosis. In ancient India, the Sanskrit book known as the Law of Manu described different levels of hypnosis like sleepwalking, dream sleep and ecstasy sleep. So what is hypnotic anesthesia? During the period of intense psychological investigation of hypnosis, a number of physicians developed the use of hypnosis for anesthesia. The British surgeon John Elliston, who introduced the stethoscope to England, reported numerous painless surgical operations using hypnosis. James Esdell, the Scottish surgeon, performed over 2,000 minor and almost 345 major operations using hypnosis in the 1840s and the 1850s. So how hypnosis eases the pains? In patients who can be easily hypnotized, hypnosis sessions have been shown to be effective in lessening chronic pain, the pain of childbirth and other medical procedures, treating smoking addictions and post-traumatic stress disorder, and easing anxiety or phobias. The new findings about how hypnosis affects the brain might pave the way toward developing treatments for the rest of the population, those who aren't naturally as susceptible to hypnosis. There are two aspects of pain. One is sensory and is discriminative. It occurs when we get hurt. The person hurt can quickly pinpoint the location, intensity and duration of the pain. That's acute pain. We automatically move away from what is causing the pain. We automatically rub it to make it feel better. We have seen people walk across hot coals and not feel pain because mentally they have turned it off, that electrical impulse from getting to the brain. You turn it off or you change your perception, there is no pain until it gets to the brain. Understanding that will give the control. So that's how hypnosis works, like controlling your brain. The motivational and affective aspects refer to the emotional response that makes pain personal and unique for everyone. That's why some women can go through natural childbirth and feel nothing, while others with just the thought of having a contraction causes pain. So hypnosis is a simple, however, the complexity of the brain and how hypnosis can influence the different mechanism with the brain is less understood. Changing thinking truly does change how the brain rewires itself, which enables it to put out different hormones and proteins for change. Using hypnosis enhances the ability to change negative thinking into positive thinking. Changing how one thinks and talks to themselves will allow them to reach their goal of changing unwanted behaviors, habits and addictions and create a desired effect in the body. So hypnoanalgesia, that is the use of hypnotic suggestions to relieve pain, as I told before, is widely accepted as an effective technique for the treatment of pain. However, the clinical use of hypnoanalgesia is not new, as I was telling before that it started in the mid-1800s in the United States. So throughout the history, several cases of people using hypnosis to relieve pain have been documented. So it has been well researched and documented. I hope after going through the video you will have an idea. If you go through my previous video, like I have described everything about hypnosis, you will get an idea like what hypnosis is. And it's always better to know the new things without having that preconceived notion, oh, what is hypnosis, is something magical. No, you should go through that. And I think it's always better to look for yourself and know things without being so, having that perception that, oh yeah, hypnosis is something magician and something like that. First, you should understand that doctors are using hypnosis. Hypnotherapy should be licensed, trained, or the trained doctors like the mental health therapist who uses hypnosis. It's not like that anyone come to you and show you a magic. That will not help you. Like, what's the meaning of hypnotherapy? Hypnotherapy means through hypnosis we are giving you a therapy to reduce your pain, to reduce your anxiety, to calm you down, to remove your phobias and this kind of things, which is involvement in the brain or the mental health methodologies. So it's very important to know for the people that please do not go to the quacks. You need to find out the doctors or the trained licensed mental health physicians or the hypnotherapists who are actually hypnotherapists. You should go to them, otherwise you will have bad experience. Like you will be having this thing in your mind that yeah, hypnosis is something magical or esoteric. I think in this era, on the 21st century, people you should know about everything about your own brain, about your own body. So because these days it's very easy, you can go through internet and you open the Google, you find out everything, like all the details about your brain. It's just about knowing. You don't have to go into that complicated zone of mental health. It's just knowing about the basics. Like see, why I thought of making these videos, like when I get these questions in the mid of a session. So what exactly happens, it's not possible for me, to explain the patients all about hypnosis, all about the brain, because I'm not, that time I'm actually not giving that mental health class, I'm treating a patient. So it gets very different and gets very difficult. So I would request my patients also who are watching this video, please go through this so that next time you come to me, you will know and well prepared for your session. So you are going to a surgeon and asking that how you are going to perform the surgery. The surgeon will not explain you that, okay, I'm going to cut you down and this and that. So you will be given a basic idea, like you can have the side effects or you will be signing a form. So when you are coming to a therapist, the same thing will happen to you. Like you will be given a basic idea of hypnosis, because you don't need to know everything about brain. And if you want to know everything about brain, please go through this hypnotic series videos of mine, or you can find others as well. So you'll be well prepared. Because what I believe, when you are going for a therapy or going to something, like if you want to learn something new, you need to have an idea, like what is it? If you are scared needlessly, like there is no need of being scared, but you are scared just of a thought, like somebody told you, oh, this is and this is that. In hypnosis somebody can control your mind. No, it's not. It's just putting you in some theta state. Theta state is a natural state of mind. It's nothing something that we're inducing or giving you some injection or putting you something in that. And some people have think, okay, does it work? If you go to a licensed therapist and the therapist know what she's doing or what he's doing to you, it definitely works. And I don't know if somebody doesn't know what he or she is doing, then obviously it will not work. So you need to find the right therapist, the right mental health therapist for your problem, and go, and you'll have a nice experience. You'll have a good experience indeed. So So yeah, everyone, thank you so much for another talk therapy session, for joining me here, and I hope everybody likes it and go through it, and please learn some new things so that I get more motivated to bring new topics every day or every week. Sorry, not every day, every week, some new topics about hypnosis or about mental health methodologies which I use in my therapeutic sessions, because some people, they genuinely want to know. They keep me asking these questions genuinely because they really want to know. So I feel, yeah, it's okay. Like if I can give a class, or I can talk about these subjects, it will be easier for people to know. So yes, thank you so much for joining me here, and I hope to come again with another talk therapy session with another interesting topic of hypnosis or maybe some other mental health methodologies. So love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you.